Hello students, welcome back in today's lecture and we are discussing our topic from Bio 1 paper first, that is the cell unit of life. And in our previous lecture we have already studied one of the important part of this topic, and that is the cell membrane. Now we have studied the detailed structure of the cell membrane, which is also called as the plasma membrane, which is the outermost layer of the cell of the animal cell, while in the plant and the fungi it is present inner to the cell wall. This cell membrane is a very important part of the cell, which is composed of mainly the lipid, protein, and later on the biochemical investigation found that it also contains the carbohydrate and the proteins. Here we have seen one of the model which is given by the scientists Singer and Nicholson, whose model is called as fluid mosaic model, which explain the quasi-fluid nature of that cell membrane. And according to him, he found that it is a quasi-fluid, that is a semi-liquid, and due to which the lateral movement of protein is easily carried out in that model. Okay, and now in the last part we have discussed that the different functions of the cell membrane, that means transport of molecules through the cell membrane. Then it is selectively permeable. It do not allows all the molecules to pass out or come inside because it is selectively permeable. It allows only selective molecules to pass out or to come inside the cell. Some neutral solutes are there which always pass by the process of simple diffusion, that is from higher concentration to the lower concentration. That means when some molecules are higher inside the cell and some molecules are the lower outside the cell, then same molecule moves from higher to lower concentration from inside to outside the cell. While some non-polar molecule, some polar molecule which cannot pass through the cell membrane, because cell membrane is a non-polar and it always requires the help of some proteins which is present in the membrane. That protein we call as a carrier protein, which always help for the movement of such a non-polar molecule, such a polar molecule, not non-polar, such polar molecule to the non-polar cell membrane, and that is called as facilitated transport, and that protein is called as carrier protein. And lastly, we have seen that water always move from higher to lower concentration, and movement of this water is also called as the osmosis. And one of the important things is that some molecules move through this plasma membrane against concentration gradient, that is from low to high concentration, and for that they require energy in the form of ATP. That transport we have called it as a active transport, and this active transport is carried out with the help of some of the important protein, and the name of that protein is Na plus K plus pumper, which are responsible for the transport of the molecule from lower to higher concentration. Okay, I think all of you have got it. That is what is the cell membrane, how it is structured, and how are the different functions related to the cell membrane. Okay students, the important part from need point of view from the cell membranes are its structure, that is you have to remember the important components of the lipid, that is the phospholipid, then cholesterol, then phosphoglyceride, okay, then protein type, integral protein and the peripheral protein, carbohydrates are also there, then the model given by the scientist Singer and Nicholson. You have to remember the name of the scientist Singer and Nicholson, whose name or whose model name is fluid mosaic model, and then you have to remember the different functions of the cell membrane, what is simple diffusion, what is along concentration gradient, what is against concentration gradient, what is passive transport, what is facilitated transport, what is active transport, what is meant by Na plus K plus pumper. Whatever the thing is given in our NCERT book, that here we have taught to you. Now we have to remember all these things. In today's lecture we are going to give you the PDF file, and which includes the notes up to this lecture. Okay, so here we have seen that in detail the structure of the cell membrane. Now the next point that we are going to discuss now is the endomembrane system. So next point in today's lecture is endomembrane system. Okay, what is mean by endomembrane system? So here, if we see the structure of the eukaryotic cell, then in the diagram we have already discussed that in the eukaryotic cell, in the cytoplasm, there are various types of the cell organelles are present. For example, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome, chloroplast, mitochondria, peroxisome, cytoskeleton, centriole. There are various types of the cell organelles are present in the cell of the eukaryotic cell. But the structure and the function of each cell organelle is different from the other cell organelle. Means mitochondria is totally different structurally as well as functionally from the chloroplast. Okay. This chloroplast is totally different structurally and functionally from the peroxisome. That means here we have to see that every cell organelle has a different structure, different function. No, there are two cell organelle whose structure is same, whose function is same. So there are distinct structure and distinct function is observed in this cell organelle. Okay. Here the question is that what is meant by endomembrane system? Endomembrane system means in the cell of the eukaryotic or in the eukaryotic cell, there are some cell organelles whose functions are coordinated. What is meant by coordination? Coordination means whose functions are coordinated. That means whose functions are related to each other or independent to each other, or we say that dependent to each other. Okay, so their functions are dependent on each other. They work together at some time. Their functions are coordinated with each other. They are linked with each other, and that cell organelles are called as the cell organelle of the endomembrane system. So endomembrane system is the system where the different cell organelles are coordinated with each other for their function. So first we have to see the meaning of this endomembrane system and what is meant by endomembrane system. Endomembrane system means it is a system which includes some cell organelles whose function are coordinated with each other. These functions are coordinated with each other. Okay. So here, which cell organelle has the function which is related to each other, or whose functions are coordinated with each other, which functions are linked to each other? So there are some cell organelles which are included in the endomembrane system, and those are the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, in short, we call it as the ER. Then the next one is Golgi complex. We call as a, in short, GC. Then lysosomes and so students, here this is a very important point for NEET point of view, because if the question is asked that which cell organelle are a part of the endomembrane system, then you have to remember the cell organelle endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome and the vacuole. These are the four cell organelles whose function is coordinated with each other. So these cell organelles are the part of the endomembrane system. But other than the cell organelle, the other cell organelle, for example, mitochondria, chloroplast, peroxisome, these are not a part of this endomembrane system because their functions are not linked or coordinated with each other. So in the endomembrane system, you have to remember only these four types of the cell organelle. Only these four types of the cell organelle. Okay. Now we'll study in detail the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosome, vacuole, and the other cell organelle which are present in the eukaryotic cell, like the mitochondria, chloroplast, cytoskeleton, and so on. Okay. So here we'll see the first cell organelle, and that is the endoplasmic reticulum. But before that, you have to remember that what is meant by endomembrane system and which cell organelle are present in this endomembrane system is a very important part for NEET point of view. Okay, so under endomembrane system we have seen the four type of cell organelles. Now the first cell organelle which we are going to discuss now is the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Before that, you should know that this endoplasmic reticulum is a cell organelle which is always present near the nucleus. So if we see the structure of the cell of the particular animal cell, which is an example of eukaryotic cell, you will find that at the center place of the animal cell there is the presence of the nucleus. Okay, and near this nucleus you can observe this endoplasmic reticulum. In plant also the nucleus is at periphery, but that periphery nucleus is also has attachment of endoplasmic reticulum. So here we will see first the structure of this endoplasmic reticulum. If we see the structure of the nucleus, so suppose here we will discuss that this is the nucleus. As we know that nucleus of the eukaryotic cell has a nuclear envelope. Okay, so here you can observe that so here see students, we are sketching the structure of this endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so here this is the nucleus. Okay, and we have seen that this ER is always close to the nucleus. Okay, and here this is the endoplasmic reticulum, and see here on this endoplasmic reticulum the rounded structure is present, and that structure is called as the ribosomes. Okay, and when the ribosomes are present on the ER, when the ribosomes are present on this ER, then that endoplasmic reticulum, we call it as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, but there are some endoplasmic reticulum which are present near to this nucleus. Okay, and it is not covered by the ribosomes, and those endoplasmic reticulum we call it as a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so this is the structure of this endoplasmic reticulum, which is very close to the nucleus of the cell. Okay, so see once again the structure of this endoplasmic reticulum, and here now we have to see that how this endoplasmic reticulum has a role in carrying out the different functions inside the cell, how it is a part of the endomembrane system. Okay, now see here, we will discuss this endoplasmic reticulum is that inside the cell of the eukaryotic, inside the eukaryotic cell, you will find that there is an extensive network or reticulum of a tiny tubular structure is present, and that is nothing but the endoplasmic reticulum. Extensive means the large surface area of the eukaryotic cell is occupied by the cell organelle. So the important thing is that the cytoplasm of this eukaryotic cell is occupied by extensive tubular network or reticular structure of the organelle, and that is the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, reticulum means Marathi we call it zaidar. So inside the cytoplasm, the zaidar structure जे तयार केलं जातं ठराविक organelle, that is nothing but the endoplasmic reticulum. Second point is that this endoplasmic reticulum is close to the nucleus. Generally, you can observe that the outer membrane of this nucleus. So if we see the structure of nucleus, it is called as a nuclear envelope. This is the inner nuclear envelope, and this is called as the outer nuclear envelope. So outer part of the nuclear envelope is always continuous with this endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so if the endoplasmic reticulum is fine connected to the outer side of the nucleus, then you can observe that on some endoplasmic reticulum there are present the ribosomes, and the ribosomes when present on the ER, that ER is called as the rough endoplasmic reticulum, or in short RER. And there are some endoplasmic reticulum which is not covered by the ribosomes. Such endoplasmic reticulums are called as the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So here you have to remember three important things is that ER is always close to the nucleus. Second thing is that there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum, RER and SER. RER is covered by the ribosome and SER do not covered by the ribosome. Okay, now here we'll see in detail the functions of RER and the functions of the SER. So here, see students, first we'll study in detail the structures of the RER. Okay, so here one important thing that is given in our book is that the lumen of the ER divide the cytoplasm into two compartments. So what is lumen? This is lumen. This is called as the lumen. Okay, because the cell organelle are the ER. So lumen of the ER divide the cytoplasm into two compartments. And which are these two compartments? One compartment is called as the luminal ER, and other compartment is called as the extraluminal. So luminal and extraluminal. What is this luminal and extraluminal? The ER divide the cytoplasm into two different compartments, into two parts. Cytoplasm get divided into two different parts by this ER. One part of ER is called as luminal and another part of ER is called as extraluminal. So luminal means the inside the ER there are some space, and that space is called as the lumen of this ER. So this part of the cytoplasm is called as luminal part. Okay, and extraluminal means this part of the cytoplasm is called as extraluminal. That means the part of the cytoplasm which is present around this lumen of the ER is called as the extraluminal. Okay, I think you got this point, that is what is luminal and what is extraluminal. So this part is also important for NEET point of view, that is which cell organelle divide the cytoplasm into luminal and the extraluminal part. Then you have to remember the cell organelle, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, now Here we'll discuss in detail the functions of this ER in the form of RER and the SER. So here the function of this endoplasmic reticulum, that is RER, is the rough endoplasmic reticulum. This rough endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the cell which is responsible for the protein synthesis or the secretion. So the function of this RER that is mentioned in the cell which is involved in the protein synthesis and secretion. Protein synthesis, and second one is called as the secretion. Okay, and here one more thing that is very important, that we have to remember, that RER is present in the cell which is actively involved in the protein synthesis and the secretion. I mean those cells whose function is totally synthesis of the protein, in that cell you can observe this RER. Some cells which are involved in this process of secretion. Secretion means some substances are secreted outside the cell. In that cell you can observe the RER. So indirectly you can say that protein synthesis and secretion is the function of RER. But one more thing that you have to remember is this RER is mainly found as an outer extension of the nuclear membrane. So if the question is asked that which type of the ER is continuous to the outer membrane of the nucleus, then the answer is rough endoplasmic reticulum. They are extensive as compared to the SER. They are more in number as compared to the SER. And the next cell organelle or next type of the ER is called as SER, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is not covered by the ribosome. And this smooth endoplasmic reticulum has function that is called as the lipid synthesis. That is called as the lipid synthesis. This smooth endoplasmic reticulum is involved in lipid synthesis, but in animal cell, the particular type of lipids called as the steroidal hormones are secreted on this SER. So second function is that in animal cell, lipid-like steroidal hormones are secreted. Lipid-like steroidal hormones are secreted by this SER. Okay, students. So here you can clearly get idea about the functions of RER and functions of SER. Don't get confused in between these two types of the ER whose functions are different. RER is covered by the ribosome, so it is RER. And SER is not covered by the ribosome, since it is SER. Role of RER we have seen, but SER's function is that it is involved in the process of lipid synthesis. So just we have seen in yesterday's lecture, that is lipid is one of the major macromolecule and whose synthesis is occur on the cell organelle, that is called as the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. In the animal cell, particularly if we take the example of the human being, then you will find that the steroidal hormones are there, like the testosterone, then progesterone, estrogen. These are the steroidal hormones whose chemical nature is of the lipid, whose chemical nature is of the steroids, and that steroidal hormones which particularly secreted by this smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So these two functions are also important for neat point of view from this cell organelle endoplasmic reticulum. So here we have completed one of the important organelle of the eukaryotic cell, that is called as the endoplasmic reticulum. Next to this endoplasmic reticulum, we have to remember the Golgi complex. But again, I am going to revise that which point of the endoplasmic reticulum are important for neat point of view. Those are, this endoplasmic reticulum is always present near the nucleus. The outer extension of this nucleus with the endoplasmic reticulum is of the rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulums are involved in photosynthesis and secretion, while smooth endoplasmic reticulum is involved in the liquid synthesis. Steroidal hormones are mainly secreted in this ACR. Okay. Now we will discuss the next cell organelle, that is called as the Golgi complex. So here, Golgi complex, which is another cell organelle. In short, we call it as a GC. Golgi complex, in short, we call it as a GC. This Golgi complex was first discovered by the scientist Camillo Golgi, who found that a flat disc-like structure is present in the cytoplasm of the cell. A flat disc-like structure is present in the cytoplasm of the cell, which he also called as a cisternae. And after the discovery of this Camillo Golgi, that cell organelle is named as the Golgi complex. So the first scientist who observed this Golgi complex in the cytoplasm of the cell, and the name of that scientist is Camillo Golgi. Okay. So here students will see first the structure of the Golgi complex. Then we can easily understand the structure, that is which are the different phases of, or which are the different parts of this Golgi complex. So see here the diagram which is given in our NCERT book for the Golgi complex, that here we will study. Okay, so here I will draw this diagram from our NCERT book. We should not have any confusion for the cell organelle. Okay. So this is the Golgi complex. This is called as convex cyst or following phase. This is called concave trans or concave trans or maturing phase. And this is the structure of the Golgi complex. What we have to discuss here is very important, and here we will see that the first thing here is the scientist Camillo Golgi first observed this Golgi complex, and that's why the name is given as the Golgi complex. Okay. So if we see the structure of the Golgi complex, then you have to remember a very important thing is that there are two sides of this Golgi complex. One is called as cis or forming phase, and another one is called as a trans or the maturing phase. Okay. Even though the cis and the transforming phase are different, okay, but they are interconnected with each other. There has connection between these two phases, even though they are present at a different side on the Golgi complex, but they are interconnected. Their function is interconnected because the function of the cis phase is always connected with the function of the trans phase. How it is that here we will discuss, but you should know there are two phases of the Golgi complex. One is called as the cis phase and another one is called as the trans phase. This is very important thing. Now here the structure which we have sketched on the board, these are called as the cisternae. They are always stacked parallel to each other. Parallel means घरामध्ये जसं आपण कपड्यांच्या घड्या एकावर एक ठेवतो पहा, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ पॅरलल. ओके, और स्टॅक ऑफ पॉइंट्स एकावर एक आपण पॉइंट्स ठेवले तर इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ पॅरलल पोझिशन. सो लाईक दिस देयर आर the different cisterns are present and these cisterns are arranged parallel to each other. These are arranged parallel to each other. Okay, so it is called as the Golgi complex. Now it is also present near the nucleus. So this Golgi is also present near the nucleus. It is present near the endoplasmic reticulum. So if the question is asked that the Golgi complex is present near to which cell organelle, like the endoplasmic reticulum, it is always also present near the nucleus, but it is also close to the another cell organelle that is called as endoplasmic reticulum. So you have to remember this point that it is close to ER as well as it close to the nucleus of the cell. Now the important thing is here that we have to see the functions of this Golgi complex. We have to see the functions of this Golgi complex. So remember here we have seen that the trans and the cis phase. Cis phase is convex while the trans phase is the concave. Now which are the functions of this Golgi complex? Okay. Now here first function of this Golgi complex is the packaging of material. Packaging of material means the material which have to transport outside the cell or the material which have to transport from outside to the inside of the cell, that material get packed, that material get closed by this cell organelle. Then you can understand the meaning of the packaging. Okay, so म्हणजे आता एक एक्झाम्पल मी तुम्हाला सांगते पहा, आपल्याला कुठं बाहेर गावी जायचं असेल तर आपण काय करतो, आपलं जे पॅकिंग आहे, आपलं जे सामान आहे त्याचं पॅकिंग करतो व्यवस्थित. ओके, असं कसं अस्ताव्यस्त घेऊन जात नाही आपण, ते व्यवस्थित पॅक करतो जेणेकरून ते कुठं पडत नाही, हरवत नाही, ते व्यवस्थित आपण कॅरी करू शकतो. एकदा हातात बॅग घेतली ती बॅग आपल्याला त्या बॅगमध्ये सगळं आपले कपडे असतात, सगळं आपलं सामान असतं, ते आपण पॅक केलं व्यवस्थित, त्यामध्ये इकडे तिकडे कुठं पडत नाही. तसं जे काही मटेरियल आहे सेलमधलं, जे सेलच्या बाहेर न्यायचं आहे किंवा सेलच्या बाहेरून जे काही मटेरियल सेलमध्ये आत आणायचं आहे ते व्यवस्थितपणे पॅक करून सेलमध्ये आत आणणं किंवा सेलमधून बाहेर घेऊन जाणं, हे काम कोणत्या सेल ऑर्गॅनिलचं आहे, Golgi कॉम्प्लेक्सचं. सो पॅकेजिंग ऑफ द मटेरियल इज इम्पॉर्टंट फंक्शन ऑफ द Golgi complex. Next function is that the protein molecules are the vesicles, rounded part which we call as the vesicle, which contain the protein material which is formed from the ER, fuse first to the cis phase of the Golgi complex, and from cis phase that vesicle goes to the trans phase. Trans phase is also called as a maturing phase. So what here we'll see that this is the vesicles which contain the protein molecule. It is comes from the ER because on the ER protein molecules are formed. So the vesicles from the ER which contain the protein molecule first get fused to the cis phase of the Golgi, and from cis phase this vesicle goes towards the trans phase of the Golgi, and the protein content which is present in this vesicle get modified into this Golgi complex. So here students, according to our NCERT book, the second function which is given in our book, and that is here they given that is that vesicles from ER get fused to Golgi. That means here it is not a function that vesicle from ER goes to Golgi, but in that vesicle the material which is proteinaceous get modified into the cisternae of the ER. This is the main function. Okay, this is not clearly defined in our NCERT book, but here you should know that material from the ER get fused to the Golgi. It gets first fused to the cis phase of Golgi, then it gets towards the trans phase of the Golgi, and at the trans phase that vesicle get mature. The material which is present in that vesicle which comes from the ER get mature, and here you will find that thus this ER and Golgi are very close to each other. That's why we say that near the ER Golgi is present. This is the second function. Then the third function of the Golgi complex which is given, it is that here you will find that this Golgi complex is important site for synthesis of glycoproteins and glycolipids. Glycoprotein and glycolipids. Then what is mean by these glycoproteins and these glycolipids? Glyco is the part of the carbohydrate, and protein and carbohydrates are connected to each other, so it is glycoprotein. Here also lipid and carbohydrates are connected to each other, so it is called as glycolipid. Okay, so here glycoprotein and glycolipid, these are the two important substances are synthesized on this Golgi complex. So students, again see here which part is important from the Golgi complex. Their function, that is the packaging of material, whatever it may be, goes outside the cell or it goes come inside the cell. Vesicle from ER get first fused with the cis phase, then get fused with the trans phase of the Golgi, and the material which is present in that vesicle gets modified. So Golgi complex are always present near to the endoplasmic reticulum. Golgi complex secretes some of the important substances, no doubt, but this Golgi complex is also involved in the synthesis of glycolipids and glycoproteins. Number of students get confused that SER, that means smooth endoplasmic reticulum, is involved in the synthesis of lipid, but at the same time they get confused that this Golgi complex is also involved in the synthesis of glycoprotein and the glycolipids. So glycoprotein and glycolipid is completely different than the synthesis of the lipid. So glycoprotein and glycolipid are the two substances which is wholly synthesized on this Golgi complex. Okay, so here we have completed this part that is called as the Golgi complex. Okay, now here the one more important thing is that the two cell organelle we have completed. One is the endoplasmic reticulum and another one is the Golgi complex. Here you can observe how these two cell organelles are included in the endomembrane system, because we have seen that the vesicles which are formed from the ER get fused with the two different parts of the Golgi, and so their function are interconnected with each other. So these cell organelles are included in the endomembrane system. Okay, now the third cell organelle, that is called as the lysosome. Here what things we have to discuss in this lysosome. This lysosome is another more important cell organelle, which is a membrane bound cell organelle which is present in the cytoplasm of the cell. Lysosome. What is lysosome? In the cell of the eukaryotic cell, you can find such a membrane bound structure that is nothing but the lysosome. Okay, so lysosome is also membrane structure, endoplasmic reticulum is also membrane structure, Golgi complex is also membrane structure. So here is lysosome which has a membrane, and inside this lysosome you can observe it is a sac-like structure which is full of acidic enzymes, and those enzymes are called as the hydrolysis enzyme. hydrolysis enzymes. Okay, all these enzymes of the lysosomes are acidic. They work at the acidic pH, and all the enzymes are called as the hydrolysis enzyme. For example, proteases, lipases, phosphatase, such a type of enzymes you can observe in this lysosome, which are working at the acidic pH, and all these enzymes together are called as a hydrolysis enzyme. So see here, lysosome is nothing but it is another cell organelle which contain number of hydrolytic enzymes in it, which are involved for digestion of the particular molecule inside the cell. So here the full of enzymes are present in the cell organelle that we call as a lysosome. Now, what is the role of this enzyme? These enzymes are involved in the digestion of proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, etc. Okay. For example, digestion of proteins, protease enzyme is involved. Digestion of the carbohydrates, there were more is enzyme is there which is involved for the formation of the or digestion of the carbohydrate. Lipase enzyme is involved for digestion of the lipid. Nuclease enzyme is involved for the digestion of the nucleic acid. So here you can find that these macromolecules can be digested with the help of the enzymes which are present in the lysosome. Student, this lysosome, the extra part of lysosome, which is very essential to know because it is not given in NCERT, that we will discuss in our next lecture. Here we stop this lecture, but before that we have discussed the two important cell organelle. One is called as endoplasmic reticulum and another one is called as the Golgi complex. So study it line to line from NCERT. In today's lecture, I am also gives you the notes up to this lecture and 10 more MCQ for the homework. So solve this MCQ carefully and write all the notes from this topic. And again, line to line reading of the NCERT is very, very important for NEET point of view. So study it carefully. Okay, I think you have got today's lecture.